I want you to stop thinking of a video as today's quote unquote upload. I want you to start treating it like a campaign. Welcome back to On the Horizon. This is MelRose Michaels. I am your host, and I'm here to share what's worked for me in building my adult creator business to try to make building yours just a little bit easier. Let's get into today's episode. You know that sinking feeling. You finally draft something that you have spent hours or maybe days creating, and instead of your fans going wild, it's just silence. The truth, that's not a reflection of your talent. It's actually a reflection of your launch strategy, or maybe your lack of one. In today's episode, I am giving you a launch blueprint that you can steal for every big release, whether that's a premium video or, maybe a bundle or even a rebrand or a fan exclusive event like a live stream, for example. This way, your drop becomes a high revenue event and not just another post buried on your feed. So stick around because in a few minutes, I'll share a specific launch day tactic that consistently doubles my sales, and it doesn't cost a penny. So the first thing I want to discuss is why launch strategy matters. So we've all heard the phrase, content is king, but in this kind of context, attention is. And attention is actually earned through anticipation. So I want you for a minute to kind of think about mainstream entertainment or mainstream businesses, right? Barbie wasn't just a movie. It was a movement before it ever hit theaters. Video games are another great example. Those studios will drop teasers or trailers months ahead of the release dates. Even Apple events are strategically planned, or they leak new iPhone images or iOS updates to fuel speculation. They hold an entire keynote every year just dedicated to going over what's to come months before it even releases. Now, in the adult industry, attention spans are shorter. The buying behavior is much more impulsive, competition is higher, and new content drops literally every minute. The barrier to entry to be a creator in this day and age is very low. That means our marketplace is flooded by creators either just getting started, been around for a while, whatever you make of it. When OnlyFans boomed and became a household name, everyone suddenly thought that they could do the work that we do and therefore flooded the market. And we all know COVID and the era of 2020 didn't help this in any way. But if you don't prime your audience, they're going to scroll right past your content, even if your video is incredible. This is a huge, huge, huge mistake that I believe, honestly, the average creator is consistently making, because they usually aren't even, on top of content creation enough to begin with to then begin to tease or build anticipation enough in advance around their content. So before I kind of get further into this episode, I want to clarify something. If you are listening to this and you are behind on 10 customs, or you have only one video edited that you're going to drop this month, or maybe you only have, one video filmed and haven't edited it yet because you filmed it months ago and it's buried in your camera roll somewhere. Either way, if that is the circumstance you find yourself in this present moment, this might not be the episode for you. Not yet. I say this because there are levels to business. So many creators will DM me or ask me questions, and typically they're asking about the wrong concepts or strategies comparative to where they're at in their work. So for example, if you are behind on all of these things, or you don't have content filmed or edited yet, or, you aren't at this more stable era of your career as an adult content creator, you might not be able to take on this other thing yet, a launch strategy, a campaign for your content drops. And that's okay. You need to focus on the level you're at, getting stable there before you then attempt this. There's the starting in this business. Then there's like the surviving, while you learn the ropes, learn how to edit, learn your body, your angles, all the rest. And then there's this period where you have all the skills in this industry, but you have no discipline to stay consistent. I kind of consider this like, I don't know, the second chapter of surviving in some ways, because now you know what you're doing, but you're not disciplined or consistent enough in it. And therefore you still kind of stay in this state of survival, you know? And then there's this period when you truly commit to this career as a creator, who I believe, you know, at this phase, you're really prioritizing the content. You're really prioritizing the strategy. You're really prioritizing getting organized or building out your team, and you're taking this seriously. And this is the phase of creator who I believe personally is capable of really prioritizing the content I'm going to give you in this episode. So, to build anticipation for content drops, specifically new content, you have to be filming, you have to be editing, you have to be creating promo enough in advance to make the building anticipation possible. So please, I beg you, if you're listening to this, keep this in mind while we go through the rest of this episode. Some tactics will still apply inside this episode, you know, like building anticipation for events like live streams, for example. But for content, you will need to be in a place where you are actually ahead. You have content backlogged. You have, you know, maybe 7 days or a month's worth of content that you can begin promoting effectively. Now, all of that being said, I want you to stop thinking of a video as today's quote unquote upload. I want you to start treating it like a campaign. Remember that, you know, you are CEO of a company, and all of the biggest companies, they run campaigns. And not just the social post every now and then to say like, here's my newest shit. That's not how it works. You have to be running campaigns. And maybe this comes from a little bit of my background doing marketing for other companies, but whenever we would have a new thing, we would build out these massive campaigns around it. And when I myself have been in a good place, stable, and able to build anticipation for things, I would apply that same logic.
If you're enjoying this podcast episode so far, please take one moment to share it with another one of your adult content creator friends, because you know what the rule is here. We do not gatekeep, and we want to make as many adult creators' businesses as easy as possible. And you sharing this episode with them might do exactly that. Thanks so much in advance.
Now, don't think it anyway that I'm perfect giving you this strategy. I was catching up on customs this past weekend. I finally got them all off my plate. I got my content pre-filmed, edited, and now backlogged so that I can begin to implement these strategies again, which I've done in the past. But again, consistency is tough out there, and I relate to you. So I say all of this, letting you know, like, I am also not a perfect person. When my priorities shift between my businesses, some things get more of my attention, some things go out the window, and that's life, and you should expect to be no different. But when we get into this strategy, I want you to know that you can use this launch strategy for any kind of launch, any kind of event, and it will apply similarly in all cases. Now, we're going to break this down into pre-launch, launch day, and post-launch. And I'm going to give you exact examples kind of what to post and where and when. And this strategy, like I said, yeah, it can be used for new content, and that's going to be probably the most useful way of doing it for you. But you can also use it for rebranding yourself, for promoting events like live streams or expo appearances like X3 or Exotica. The process to follow will always be more or less the same. So that brings us to phase one. Phase one is pre-launch, and that's typically 5 to 7 days out from releasing something or from announcing something. So in this pre-launch moment, what you're going to do is you're going to tease without telling. All right, you're going to be building the hype and the curiosity all before the release date. Tease without telling. You've heard me say in the past, show me, don't tell me. This is going to be the same kind of philosophy. So you're going to post 5 to 7 days out, just enough to cause fans to speculate. So what are examples of this? An example of this could be a blurred screenshot that says something's coming. It can be a pixelated GIF that says the same. It can be a cropped close-up, think maybe showing just your lips or your hand on your thigh or some lace detail or whatever it might be. It can be a vague line from the script of the video that says you've been a very bad boy or something of that sort. These kind of hints, they're going to spark DMs that get fans asking, what is this about? And that's exactly what you want, right? Because you want to get fans talking and speculating in the comments. You want to encourage them to reply while not confirming or denying any of their guesses. You want to encourage them to keep watching all your social media so that they're constantly checking back so that they don't, quote unquote, miss out on whatever the thing is that's coming their way. The next part of this, I would say step 2, is to start a countdown. So you want to use your Instagram story countdown stickers with your launch date. You want to pin a tweet that says 6 days until something drops that will ruin your sleep schedule. You want to update that as that day draws closer. On platforms like Reddit or even your fan site feeds, you want to post teaser images with the available date and then say DM to get early access. This is going to get fans engaging you in DMs, and then they're going to be asking for like sneaky details. They're going to be begging for little hints of what's to come. They all want to feel special, like they're the only ones getting the information, and so on and so forth. And you are going to use this advantage, this engagement in DMs, and giving them sneaky little details, which further builds anticipation, and get them in conversation in DMs, which gives you the opportunity to upsell them other things. Now, this is in addition to building that anticipation that the other thing is coming. When you specifically have this posted to your fan site platforms, it's also going to increase your subscription duration with your fan base because they're going to want to stay subscribed longer so that they don't miss out on the thing they're anticipating. FOMO is a very powerful drug, guys. I want you to know that because if you get to this phase where you can launch these campaigns, it's going to benefit you way more than just, the unlocks on that PPV when it finally drops, or the clip sales when content finally comes out, or the attendance to the live stream when you launch the event. It's also going to do other things as a byproduct. It's going to deepen your relationship with your fans, get them more engaged, have them breed more fan loyalty. It's going to up your subscription durations. Like, it's going to be a 360 result for being in this phase of your career where you can really do campaigns and build out launches. Now, step 3 of this, in my opinion, is behind the scenes previews. So you're going to want to share short clips where you're maybe adjusting your lights or laughing in a blooper or holding up the outfit you're going to wear in that content. And you can have whatever caption with it, like prepping something dangerous or, some kind of caption. GPTs can help you with this. That's going to give away a little, but get fans talking and invested. Fans, we all know this. They love feeling like insiders, and you want to nurture that feeling. And then finally, the 4th part of this is seeding the DMs. So when I say seed DMs, what I mean is you will message your top spenders. These are the people that either are your whales or they spend really consistently, or maybe they're just like your top unlockers. Either way, you want to message them something along the lines of working on something that's going to break the internet. I'll send it to you first, and then put these fans on some kind of high spender list. On OF, you can make lists. Other platforms is very similar. And then you're going to give them early access to the content. Now, this isn't necessarily about the sale yet, but rather it's about planting the seed for your VIPs to know what the content is, that they're getting it first, and then also have it convert really well from the jump. So again, I'm going to run through these 4 steps again. For the pre-launch, you want to tease without telling. This is on your socials. This is blurred screenshots. This is vague lines from your scripts. Then you want to start your countdowns. This is on Instagram. This is on Twitter. This is in DMs with your fans. Then you want to share the behind the scenes previews. This is on your social. This is with your fans on your fan sites. And then you want to seed the DMs, letting your top spenders know that they're going to get it first because they're special and you're rewarding that. And then also that this will help those sales convert from the gate because your top spenders, your likely converters, already primed and ready for that content. Now, pro tip, again, you can use GPTs.ai to brainstorm multiple versions of your teaser captions so that they don't get repetitive. This is kind of my go-to for generating hype captions or DM scripts, promo captions, cliffhanger style kind of curiosity posts. And that's going to help you convert all of the sales once we get to launch day. Now, let's talk about phase 2. So first phase, again, was pre-launch. Phase 2 is launch day. I bet you guys didn't expect phase 2 to be launch day so soon, but it is. So launch day, the goal is that you want to make the sales, right? You want to let fans know that the day has finally come. You want to create urgency, and you want to make it unavoidable that you push fans to purchase today. So step 1 of launch day, multi-platform bomb. And I mean bomb. You're going to want to put this stuff everywhere. So morning, you're going to post everywhere. You're going to post to Twitter, Reddit, IG, Blue Sky, your fan site feed, all of it. And you're just going to talk about the video coming out today. Share another blurred teaser, blurred GIF, whatever it might be. Or share the full trailer. That works too. Now, when you get to midday, you're going to do the same approach, but this is where you're going to drop a more explicit teaser, a more explicit GIF. This is going to give away more. This might be your not safe version of a trailer, a teaser, or GIF, etc. Or maybe in the morning, you were posting everywhere the safe for work thumbnail. Maybe midday, you're posting everywhere the not safe for work thumbnail. You want to see these as a progression. Okay, so morning, you're letting everyone know where it is. Midday, you're letting everyone know again it's coming out and sharing a little bit more spice. And then when evening comes, now you're going to post social proof on your platforms. Social proof is screenshots of your fans reacting to the content. So anytime your fan says something amazing about that video after they've bought it and watched it, you're taking that screenshot, you're posting it to social. After you've gotten through the multi-platform bomb, the morning, the midday, the evening. Step 2 is you're going to create urgency boosters. So urgency boosters are essentially you offering a 24-hour bonus. Maybe it's like a free mini set with purchase. This can be some explicit photos you took or some explicit behind the scenes or an additional angle you shot, whatever it might be. Just a little extra something, a bonus that only is offered with a 24-hour purchase of that video. You can also offer a discounted price on the video or maybe an exclusive scene. Again, this could be bonus footage, etc. And then the other urgency booster might be the language you use. So an example post could say, today only, get insert whatever bonus with this drop, offer ends at midnight. So let's say when you send out this video, if you're doing so as a mass message, you send out this new content you shot, you've already hyped it up, it's launch day, it goes out. The caption on the content in this mass message should say, today only, you get 5 explicit photos along with this scene. Offer expires at midnight or message gets unsent at midnight. And then if you unsend it at midnight, now they lose access to the photos, they're going to feel FOMO, and they lost access to the video at that price. Now, when you resend that video out, if you're going to do it as a mass message, you could send it out for a higher price and start to train and teach your audience the buying behavior of buy it when I offer it. Otherwise, it's going to get more expensive. And this is a great way to create urgency and train the fan behavior of buying on launch day, buying when you drop the content. Now, step 3, again, social proof. This is in real time. So you're going to want to screenshot any messages that come in saying, this is the best thing you've ever made, or I came so fast, whatever the fans might say. You can also quote your fans publicly. So say a fan wrote, this video broke me in the best way. You can put it out once as a screenshot. You could recycle the same verbiage as a written tweet post or written text post that you post a week later. And then you want to just understand that when you're doing the social proof in real time, other people, other fans that follow your platforms are going to see this and it's going to trigger FOMO. They're going to feel like they're left out of this epic thing that everyone else that engages with you is experiencing. And that's going to drive conversions, drive sales, and all the rest. Now, step 4 of this is VIP first access. So this is something I really encourage you to do if you can segment your list and put all those VIPs or whales or high spenders or people that always unlock the video when you drop it, put them on a special list. And the night before your launch day, you want to send the video to your top spenders for early access. Now, why do we do this? I guess this is step 4, but it really should be step 1, the day before launch, or maybe it should be in the pre-launch phase. But you want to give your VIPs first access because they're going to buy it because they always buy it. That's why they're on your list. And it's going to pad your sales and it's going to pad your social proof. You know, those fans are going to buy first and they're going to give you those screenshots saying that this is the most epic thing you've ever shot, or this is their new favorite video, or they came so much. They're going to give you that social proof to screenshot in advance of launch day. So when you launch the video, you already have a couple social proof screenshots at the ready to use across social. And then also, you know, they're going to feel special. This is going to boost fan loyalty with those top spenders. It's going to continue to make them engage with you and continue to make them spend a lot on you because you're treating them special. And then also, they're often going to spend more on upsells. So if you give them this content first, and say you do have 5 explicit photos that you have in your back pocket that you're going to offer as like an upsell or a bonus when you do launch day, you can upsell them that content for a lot of money because it hasn't gone out anywhere yet. So you have this advantage. So when you're filming your content, if you have extended bonus footage, if you have photos or bloopers or outtakes or alternate angles, whatever extras you create while you're creating content, this is your opportunity to upsell it to your VIPs. Now we enter phase 3, and phase 3 is post-launch. So let me recap for you. If pre-launch is 5 to 7 days out of launching your content, and then launch day is on the day you drop your content, so let's say day 8. The post-launch, which is, day 1 to 5 days after you've launched the content, you're going to want to do the post-launch steps for the strategy. And the reason is you want to extend the life of your content and catch those late buyers. Catch those people that maybe aren't as active on social media. Catch those people that maybe you're shadow banned from, but when someone else liked something or commented something, it showed up on their feed finally. You want to just catch and cast the widest net you can, and that is where the post-launch strategy comes into play. So step 1 of post-launch, you're going to want to highlight those reactions. So you're going to want to keep posting those fan reviews from the screenshots you get in DMs. You're going to want to caption it things like, "Don't take my word for it," and then the screenshot of whatever that fan is saying. Step 2, you want to drop alternate scenes or bloopers. Now, you don't want to drop the full thing. You don't want to make that available for free, of course, because you can upsell that on your spicy platforms. But you can drop like safe for work variations of it. You can drop short variations of it, clipped tighter. You can drop cropped variations of these things. You can drop only the reaction, but not what happened, and ask fans to guess what happened. Either way, you want to release these tiny little bits of alternate things that happened or unused stuff that's going to get people to re-engage and pique their interest, pique their curiosity. This will keep your buyers happy because you're giving them these alternative bonus things, but it's going to incentivize non-buyers who are watching with cropped or shortened or trimmed variations to then go to your platforms and purchase because they need to know what happens. Again, this is FOMO. The third step is, and just an expansion of the same topic, really, it's a FOMO reminder. Go to your social platforms and say things like, "It's still up for now," or "I'm only selling this video to 15 more fans," or whatever it might be, because that subtle urgency is going to work wonders. It's going to go a very, very long way. Now, to kind of recap your action plan: 7 days out, blurred teasers, behind the scenes, VIP DMs. 3 days out, countdown posts, daily teases, hinting at bonuses. Launch day, morning announcement, midday teaser, evening social proof, VIPs get first access. Post-launch, we're doing reaction posts, bonus clips, and scarcity reminders. That is going to be your blueprint for anything you want to launch. Now, this exact same strategy doesn't just apply to new content that you want to release, but like I said, you can also use it if you're launching a rebrand, making some sort of announcement. Say maybe you're breaking into like a new niche or you're going to make a new type of content. You can use it for building hype for upcoming live stream events or just in-person appearances. Either way, the blueprint will always remain the same. That being said, this is going to be much easier to manage if you have an assistant or a team to support you on it. This way that they can handle all of the posting on your behalf, the promotion, pulling the social proof screenshots from your DMs, and all of the rest. And by the way, GPTs.ai, we do have team accounts for, your virtual assistants or your personal assistants so that they can go in and they can utilize GPTs in your own personal brand voice as a creator using your persona to create the captions for all of the social posts, all of the social proof screenshots, the fan site promo, etc. So if you haven't checked out gpts.ai yet, just know this tool is going to make this process like a million times easier for you. Your content, it is not just a post, guys. Your content is the product, and every product deserves a launch that matches the value you've put into creating it. When you start treating your releases like true events, you stop chasing attention and you start commanding it. You're going to make more money per video. You're going to work less for the same or better results. And your fans will feel the excitement that you're building. They're going to get more deeply invested into you as a creator. And also, they'll more easily open their wallets every time something new comes out. So the choice is yours. You can drop content and hope people find it, or you can launch like a CEO and make sure that they cannot ignore it. If this episode helped you think differently about your launches, please share it with another creator friend who could use these strategies. I would like us to raise the bar together on how we present our work to the world. Before I let you go, I do want to kindly ask you, please, please, please follow us on our new Instagram account because our main one got deleted. You can follow us at our new Instagram at SWCEO Society. That's at SWCEO SOCIETY. Thank you guys so much for listening, CEO Squad, and I will see you in the next one.
It would be absolutely incredible if you rated this podcast 5 stars and left a little review. We want to get this podcast to as many adult creators as possible, and you taking a second to leave a couple stars and a review really helps us do that. Thanks so much.